Welcome back to the Chris Hansen Conversation. Today, we're stepping into the entertainment arena to spotlight a man I believe is the absolute next big thing in Singaporean comedy. He's taken our local brand of humor to over 22 countries, from the Edinburgh Fringe to viral screens worldwide. He is a definition of the Asian nerd, with a punchline that hits like a heavyweight. Raw, uncensored, and undeniably iconic, we are chronicling the journey of a trailblazer who proved that timing isn't just for musicians, it's for legends. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only Jinx Yeo. Let's get into it.
I love Chris Rock. I watch his comedy, but I just what was the initial stages of like how do you start to become a comedian? I had no idea, right? So
yeah,
my friend invited me to a comedy open mic. Comedy open mic. I went to watch it, and then at the end of the open mic, the MC said, this is a comedy open mic, so anybody wants to give comedy a try, talk to me after the show. I can put you on next week.
Hi everyone, we need your help. Please watch this video until the end. We do our best for each episode to really deliver as much value as we can. And our guests who make the time to come here, well, we need to give them the respect as well to really sit down and have a good conversation. And conversations, as conversations go, they take time. So we really ask you to please watch each video until the end. We need the hours in order for us to continue producing more and more episodes on the Chris Hansen Conversation. Please enjoy this conversation. Before we begin the show, here is an important announcement. For 100 years, Shure has set the standard for professional audio. Designed to outlast and outperform, Shure products help you deliver your message with confidence. Trust in Shure. You can be sure with Shure. Shop the Shure Shop Singapore now. Visit the link on screen and use the promo code AFC Hansen to get limited Shure merchandise with your purchases. Now, let's start the show. Hi everyone, and hey, guess what? We're back for season 7. It's a brand new season, and I just cannot believe we're starting the first episode after 2 months of a season break. We hope you enjoyed season 6. It was a hell of a long season. This one almost as long, so please look forward to all of our episodes as we move along the next couple of months, okay? Every Friday, 8 p.m., don't forget. And more importantly, don't also forget to watch to the end. And most importantly, don't forget to share our episodes, subscribe to our channel at CCB TV Podcasts on YouTube, or enjoy us on Spotify Video, the Chris Hansen Conversation. Comment as well. We'd like to hear what you've got to say. Now, I'm saying all this at the beginning of this episode because it is important, and it's important to Kai and myself. Welcome back, everyone, to the Chris Hansen Conversation. This is season 7 and our season premiere. And with me in the studio, you've heard the introduction earlier on. Yes, he is here. I finally have him in the flesh. I really like this guy. I think he is probably the next, if not the big thing in Singapore stand-up comedy scene today. And he is Jinx Yeo. Welcome to the show, man.
All right, thank you, Chris. Thanks for having me.
I'm going to tell you something. You're welcome, mate. Thanks for being here, really. Let me just tell you something, man. The title of today's episode is The Rise of Jinx Yeo from Singapore to the World.
Oh, okay.
And, I applaud you, my friend, because, hardly do I sit back, watch something local, and laugh my ass off. But you made me do that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
It's really rare. Not as if there aren't any others, but mate, you are the bomb. I really love the stuff you do.
Oh, thank you.
And it's really modern. It's really forward moving. It's everything I wish stand-up comedy in Singapore ought to be. And that's the reason why you're here. We are paying tribute to you.
Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor.
Really, I don't take this lightly. People that we invite to the tribute to SG music icons, you're not a musician, but I've always said this: anyone who's in the entertainment arena, or anyone that's in the ecosystem where music is, and you're an entertainer, you're on stage, and as far as I'm concerned, you would use music too. And you, my friend, you're bringing entertainment to the fore. And that's the reason why we're paying tribute to you.
Thank you.
Okay? And now, Jinx, before all of the world tours that you've had, before all of the viral clips that we got online of you, who was the young Jinx Yeo growing up in Singapore?
Oh, like growing up, I was very introverted, and I think maybe some would even say a bit.
Get the fuck out of here, man!
I'm still very introverted, and I think some would call me a bit autistic. Like so.
What?
Yeah. So.
Really?
Yeah, very very introverted. Like when I was young, I didn't never really developed the social side very much. Very introverted. I think I was very focused on like studying and stuff like that. So
you're the quiet kid in the corner.
Yeah, I was.
You're not like the class clown.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Don't mind me asking, man. Don't mind me asking.
Yeah,
really. How old are you?
I'm 40. I'm turning 46 this year.
You're turning 46.
Yeah.
And can you say, based on what you just told me, that throughout your life, the 46 years, even now, would you still consider yourself being an introvert?
Oh yeah, still very introverted when I'm like off stage. People like sometimes people come to talk to me after the show and they're surprised at how introverted I am. So yeah. So
I gotta admit though, I've been having that vibe since we met.
Oh yeah.
Since we shook hands at the door.
Oh yeah.
And I'm trying to tell myself, can it be that this guy's introverted? And you're really telling me that you are.
Yeah.
I have worked with stand-up comics for most of the 40 years I've been behind the microphone. I won't name names, okay? To be fair to them.
Yeah.
And I realized one thing that stands out amongst most stand-up comics. Now tell me whether it's my imagination, yeah? You being a professional stand-up comic yourself. And most of the stand-up comics, at least those I've met here, are rather reserved.
I would say there's some that are very reserved and there are some that are quite extroverted. There are some that just have to be like the center of attention.
So it's not a thing amongst stand-up comics.
I mean, I would say like you wouldn't expect there to be as many introverts in stand-up comedy, but there's surprisingly a lot of them. But I wouldn't say all of them. But
okay, so you're saying most of them are reserved.
Not even most of them, but it's just that you wouldn't expect an introvert to be a stand-up comic, and there's surprisingly a lot of them who are introverts. So
okay.
But I wouldn't say most of them are introverts. I say a lot of them. They like the attention.
So there is a good sizable number of them who are rather introverted.
Yeah, I would say like over-representation compared to what you would normally expect. Yeah. So,
wow. Talk about diplomacy, man.
Yeah.
All right. So the vibe in your household back then when you were a kid, what was it like?
It's like I think I probably picked up my introversion from my dad. My dad is also very like a man of few words, you know. So So I think my sister is a bit more
outgoing.
What's the word? Gregarious? Is that
gregarious? Okay.
Yeah, she shares like among her friends and all that. So, but I'm more. Me and my dad were the reserved ones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And did they have expectations of you, man? I mean, where your future was concerned. Did they have any expectations? Did they lay on any expectations? Oh, you got to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, an architect.
I think certainly when I was like in my teens, I think my parents were expecting me to like get a degree and get one of those like engineer jobs or something. I didn't. I ended up dropping out from university. So
you're dropping out or dropped out?
I dropped out.
You dropped out of university.
Yeah, I dropped out of university.
So you made it to local uni.
I made it to overseas uni.
Overseas uni.
Yeah.
And may I ask what were you majoring in?
Mathematics.
You got to be shitting me, man. Wow.
Yeah. And
it's not an easy course to get into, right?
No, it's not.
Where the fuck did you drop out, man?
Oh, it's like before I went to uni, I had to go serve the army, right? And then I think part of it was like from JC you took a break to go to the army.
Yeah.
And then after that you go back to studying, and part of it was like that break I couldn't keep up with the uni. When I went after that break, I went back to uni. I couldn't keep up, and part of it was also I kind of lost a bit of interest in after 2 years of army. I kind of lost interest in the academic side of.
Okay, yeah. I'll come back to that, but let's go back to the school years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which primary school were you from?
Nanyang Primary.
Smart school.
Yeah.
That's like one of those sought after primary schools.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, every school is a good school. Yeah, right. Okay, so Nanyang Primary, secondary school. Where are you from?
RI.
Holy shitballs, dude! So you went to RI.
Yeah.
And to today, you still haven't got a degree.
No, I don't. No.
What do your mom and dad have to say about that?
Oh yeah, I imagine they were disappointed. So.
You imagine, but were they disappointed?
I think so. Yeah. I think they expected me to like go on to get a degree, maybe an advanced degree or something like that.
Okay, so now I'm going to go back to that bit when you said NS 2 years.
Yeah.
After and then you've lost interest in pursuing that degree.
Yeah, I think.
Was there a trigger point that made you come to that decision in life?
I'm not sure. It's like when you're in school, like my school years, like primary school, secondary school, JC, I was very focused on academics. I studied really hard, and then but after taking a break, like 2.5 years in NS, I felt like there's more to.
There's more to life.
Yeah, there's more to life than just
really.
Yeah, and then I kind of like I realized that I focus so much in academics on my younger years that there's so many other sides that I didn't develop. In like for example social skills. I was very like socially handicapped and all that stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, a lot. There's a lot of other things that I didn't develop about myself because I was so focused on academics.
And you realized this because did something happen in during NS or during the break period?
Well, during NS, you kind of have to like that's where your people skills matter.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And you have to know how to you have to know how to lead, and you have to know how to like handle all this like this.
Were you an officer?
I was a sergeant.
You were a sergeant, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, of course. You had to still have man management.
Yeah, and so like I realized the people skills aspect, and I was severely lacking in those skills.
Okay. And then what happened next? What do you do with that?
Well, I just realized I had to develop that side, and then so I tried to develop it, and like so I kind of like maybe academics isn't that important so far like anymore, because like if you have all the academic knowledge but you don't have the people skills and all that stuff, I feel like you're still very handicapped, and
So what did you do? Did you do anything at all during that period you admitted to the fact that I'm socially handicapped.
Yeah.
I realized this during my national service days.
Yeah.
And I'm holding a sergeant rank.
Yeah.
I've got either a section or a platoon to look after.
Yeah.
I need to manage people well, but I am socially handicapped. What did you do? Did you do something, anything, to try to make it not a handicap anymore? What did you do to address that?
I mean, I read some books, but there's only so much about social skills that you can learn by reading books.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So there's only so much. So I learned. I just had to definitely I made a lot of mistakes. Like a lot of things in
trial and error.
Yeah, you have to go through trial and error. Some conflicts, how to handle conflicts, and all that stuff. And
so this must have really bothered you, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, for you to make that big. It's a huge effing decision to just tell yourself, hey, I got myself into university.
Yeah.
I was a Nanyang kid. I was an RI or RJC boy as well, I suppose, RJ?
No, Hwa Chong.
Hwa Chong.
Yeah.
RI, oh gosh, RI to Hwa Chong.
Yeah.
The expectations of someone like me is to be in that university, perhaps even later pursue honors or pursue something even higher than that. That would have been the expectation, especially of your folks, to make that kind of decision. It's a massive decision to make.
Oh yeah.
And when you made that decision, Jinx, how compelling was it for you to really just, okay, fuck it, I'm not going to take my degree? How compelling was it? You mean this social handicap was such a big deal for you that you really decided that, forget it, I'm not going to go and pursue my degree. I'm going to see what I love and pursue life with gusto. Was that what it was?
I mean, it wasn't that was part of it. It wasn't the whole thing. Like a part of it was also like if I go continue with this like math degree and all that, where I'm going to do after that. You know, it seems like
the mathematician.
I didn't really see like at that time it was like go uni because that was what expected of me, but I didn't really know what was the outcome I wanted.
So what was your decision then? If you've decided, okay, I'm not going to go to, this is very interesting, man. I'm sorry to keep staying put at this part of your life. I hope you don't mind.
No problem,
But to me, I feel I really need to discover this, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because for my viewers and my listeners, this is a big deal. For people to find out here's someone who's so academically inclined, a smart guy, who didn't go the direction that most mainstream people will be expected to follow in the mainstream. And there could be those watching the show right now and go, wow, Jinx is inspiring me even more, not just as a comedian. And I think it is interesting. I am inspired, to be honest. I don't have a degree. I'm a 4 level holder.
Okay.
I'm a BTC Botat Zelang. Okay? And here am I sitting down in front of someone who could have had the world in his hands too, in that direction.
Okay.
You have the world in your hands in your present profession, okay? But you could have gone that way where everyone would have gone instead of crossing over to a place where everyone fears to tread. So I want to understand this motivation. It's so compelling that you made this choice to just give up that degree with your background. And if you decided that I'm going to give this up, you must have, I would suppose, made a choice that I know I'm going to go and try and search out this avenue. What was that avenue?
So when I dropped out, I got into sales and after that advertising. Yeah, because sales, because I part of it was like, you know, I had college is expensive. I wanted to like how do I help my parents to like cover the cost, you know, like
right.
So I got the sales and all that, and part of it was like, okay, I need to develop these people skills, and I think sales is probably a good way.
Absolutely right, man. It's a good idea. Yeah,
good thing to get into.
So what kind of sales were you doing?
At the time, my friend got me into an MLM. So right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
So but trying to do sales, I realized like, okay, it's very grinding to do sales, grueling to do sales, like person to person. And how could is there a way I could like
B2C, yeah,
like maybe like do it in a more efficient way? And that's how I got into like, if advertising is like kind of like sales, but you don't have to do it person to person. You can do it like a bit wider.
B2B. Business to business. You were with advertising business, advertising agency?
No. I was for I did advertising freelance.
Oh, freelance advertising. Okay.
Yeah. So I got into advertising because I wanted to see. It seems to be a way to be able to use it to enhance my enhance sales, right? So
marketing.
Marketing. Marketing is basically sales done in a more like less grinding way, like basically. So
without the hassle and without the rejections.
Yeah, because sales is 1-to-1, and advertising, you can advertise to a lot of people at the same time. So,
right. Okay. So how long were you doing this for?
Advertising, I probably did it for over 10 years. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was for quite a lengthy period of time.
Yeah.
And then I need to know this bit of information. The very first piece of, speaking to you as an entertainer now, the very first piece of entertainment, be it a TV show, a local sitcom, movie, was it anything like that made you realize comedy was a thing for you?
The very first piece of entertainment? Is it?
Yeah. Was that the kickoff point for you, the trigger point again? If you will.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't one of those.
It wasn't.
It was more like the way I got into comedy is like a friend invited me to a comedy open mic, and I didn't know there was such a thing as a comedy open mic.
Okay.
I at the time I never had any idea how comedians became comedians. Basically, I thought, you just like, you know, I watch like comedians like Chris Rock, and I have no idea how he got there. But only after, right? So.
Nicely sliding that one in.
So no, I mean, I love Chris Rock. I watch his comedy, but I just what was the initial stages of like how do you start to become a comedian? I had no idea, right? So
Yeah.
my friend invited me to a comedy open mic.
Comedy
open mic. I went to watch it, and so it was and then at the end of the open mic, the MC said, "Oh, this is a comedy open mic. So anybody wants to give comedy a try, come to talk to me after the show. I can put you on next week." Well, that was when I learned, this is what an open mic is. It's for people who have to start doing comedy.
Right.
And then from an open mic, if you get good, you go on to professional shows, and then one day you become like Chris Rock,
Right, okay.
So I never knew how comedians became comedians until I went to the open mic. But I wasn't trying to be a comedian. Like I said, I was very introverted. I wanted to get over my stage fright.
Yeah.
And so You're
shitting me.
Yeah, I wanted to get over my stage fright. So I went to talk to the MC, and the MC put me on for the next.
And that was your first time ever.
Yeah, first time ever. And I said I wasn't intending to be a comedian. I thought I'll do it a few times to get over my stage fright, and
That was your initial intention.
Yeah.
Just to get over stage fright.
Yeah.
Mate, that's damn freaking extreme, mate. It's like a guy that doesn't know how to fucking swim and throws himself into the freaking middle of the Pacific. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and okay, so how was it like that first time you got behind the mic and what's the word for it? And threw your punchlines across?
Oh yeah, I mean,
did it work?
I got a few laughs, which was good enough to this is fun,
How did you feel at the beginning when you got on that stage and you got behind that mic on the mic stand? Yeah. How did you feel?
Of course, I was very nervous. Very nervous, but I just did this, because I prepared some material, and then I just did the material I prepared. Some of them got laughs, some of it didn't, but the laughs I got was hey, this is fun,
So you use that as for positivity, positive energy drawing from that.
Yeah. I mean, it was scary, but it was also fun, So I'll do this again,
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, yeah.
Okay. So what part of it did you enjoy? Just the people laughing at your material? Part of the material that worked anyway?
Yeah. So basically, I had all these ideas, and people actually find it funny,
Okay, so let's talk about those ideas and the material that you wrote.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that the very first time?
Very first time.
You're an introverted guy, right? I mean, come on, man. If I was, I don't know. I'm an extroverted, believe it or not. I'm an extrovert. Fuck that, it's true. I'm an extroverted introvert. Okay? You'll be very surprised that I'm very happy being alone.
Okay.
I really am. I'm comfortable in my own skin. I would love to sit down alone in front of the sea or on the beach, being by myself with my earphones in my ears, and then just chill. I'm very happy being alone. I'm okay. Yeah, I can go anywhere on my own. But I cannot still understand how someone who never had ever had experience behind a microphone on stage in front of a live audience, who's an introvert, and managed to sit down and write comedy material. How the fuck does that happen? Tell me, please.
I think I had a little bit of I would say advantage, because before that I was doing advertising. I was a copywriter. So I was used to writing stuff.
Okay.
I was used to writing.
But you have to understand humor.
Yeah. And I think am
I being too much here? Am I being a fucked up fella by saying that introverts don't have humor, a sense of humor, don't understand humor? I'm not saying that. Yeah. But then again, tell me, is it true that introverts actually also have great sense of humor? Is that true?
I would say everyone has their own individual sense of humor. And
That's a good answer.
Everyone has certain things that they find funny. Everyone has different people find different. For example, different comedians funny. Okay. Different people find different kinds of comedy funny.
Okay.
But you have your own sense of humor, and basically you go on stage, you try to express your sense of humor and find out where's the common ground between your humor and the audience's humor.
Correct. So the relatability, right?
Yeah.
So how would you know that your sense of humor would actually appeal to, say, 70% of the audience in that room?
You wouldn't. It's hard to know without actually trying it, and that's what the open mic is for. Basically, open mics are where comedians come out, they test their material and see how the audience reacts to it. And over time, because you test it a few times with different audiences, you test it many times, and you find out, okay, in this whole idea that I wrote, which lines the audience finds funny and which ones the audience doesn't.
So basically, you give your own feedback after each gig to see whether it's been working out and should you improve in it and all that.
Yeah, basically the audience is giving you the feedback. So
based of course on laughter and the non-laughter and the heckles.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me try to get this in proper perspective here. You have admitted that you're an introvert. An introvert who can write comedy based on your sense of what you think could be funny, and fingers crossed that everyone there, the myriad worth of audiences I've got, would appreciate that what I find funny to be funny. Is that how you go? That's how you go about doing things, right?
Yeah.
And how about the delivery, mate? Because I've watched you over and over and over again, and I listened to your delivery. It's far different from how you're talking to me right now.
Oh, okay.
Far different, man.
Okay.
Far different. The way you deliver, the way you sustain each line and the word and note that comes out, and how you keep that one flat tone, and fucking hell, it works, man. Okay. But do you realize that you're actually doing it, or is it deliberate in your part or unconsciously done?
See, I don't realize I'm doing it. I don't know why it comes out that way, because like a lot of people, when they talk to me after the shows, or they like to tell me that I love your deadpan delivery, and I was never trying to be deadpan. It's just how I normally. I guess
you're not deadpan now, man.
Okay.
No, from the get go, yeah, I can sense you're a shy guy.
Yeah.
Because you're introverted.
Yeah.
Fair? Okay. But when you speak, because I'm a public speaking coach, I teach MCs as well for many years, yeah? And I listen to people talk to me all the time. It's a perhaps terrible occupational hazard. You're not deadpan. You haven't been deadpan with me. But you are damn freaking deadpan when you're on stage.
Yeah, I have no idea why it comes across like that.
This is so interesting, okay?
I guess it's maybe might be the difference between like a dialogue or a monologue. You know, on stage is more of a monologue, and I don't know why when I'm monologuing, I just somehow get into that. You know?
Okay, so great. Now that you said monologuing, it's like a monologue. I'm doing like a Shakespearean soliloquy. I'm just talking to myself. And is it like that for you? Because in order for you to get past stage fright, with a whole mass of people in front of you, and do you pretend that you're talking to yourself and ignore the people in front of you?
No, I don't. No,
you don't?
Yeah, I'm conscious that I'm talking to people and all that. I just don't know why I guess when I monologue, I just appear deadpan. I have no idea why that
So
happens.
it doesn't help. It's not like a tool to help you get past any stage anxiety. You know?
No, I'm not purposely doing it. I guess I just come.
So do you have a tool? Or did you find a tool to get past stage anxiety?
Well, I still have stage anxiety every time I perform. So I don't think I really.
Man after my own heart.
Okay. I don't think I really got over it. It's just like you learn how to handle. You learn how to handle it. So.
You just go through it, right?
Yeah.
It's just like you see a ring of fire. Whatever you do, you have to jump through that hoop. You jump through that hoop.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you have to jump through a hoop of fire, but you've done it like thousands of times.
Yeah.
You still feel scared, but you know you can handle it.
Which is great. No, I think people, all of you really got to listen to this, because it is true. I've got so many people that I've met in my career that have said to me, Chris, how do you get rid of stage anxiety? I always have stage fright and all that, blah, blah, blah. And I say, honestly, there's so many things I can tell you. And yes, there are things I can tell you to do, but in the end, it's just about doing it. There's really not much of a magic formula out there. And to this day, mate, I still have that issue too. I've done so many types of shows, and I can tell you, my largest audience was 25,000 people, and and I can tell you that no matter what, who, where, how many packs, you still get the jitters, man.
Yeah.
And I think Elton John, Rod Stewart, they still have the same problem. They admittedly have openly said so, that I still get stage fright, man. And I mean, for people who perform in the Wembley Stadium, God knows how many times, it's it's something that's always going to stay with us. But I just wanted to hear your perspective and whether or not you actively did find something to help you calm it down. If there is, I'd love to know it too. Yeah, but great.
Yeah.
Great. I personally think that comedy is the toughest entertainment arena anywhere in the world. When I watch SNL, and I love the Brits though, when I watch the wit and the spontaneity of people like Lee Mack, David Mitchell, Jimmy Carr, when you watch 8 out of 10 Cats, you watch Would I Lie to You, even Graham Norton, and the spontaneity and the wit, and the stand-up comics who get on stage and just go, like Jimmy Carr, who invite heckles. And speaking of heckles, have you had, I'm sure you have, stupid question, right? Tell me about your heckling, all the heckling that you've received. Give me a few stories, man.
So I guess one of the things about performing in Singapore is that the audiences are more well-behaved compared to performing at other countries. So in Singapore, we don't tend to get a lot of heckles unless, and when we do get heckles, it tends to be expats. So like maybe a drunk expat or something like that. But in Singapore, I perform overseas, I perform in Singapore. Heckles are relatively rare in Singapore. And most of the time in Singapore, if I get heckled, I just ignore it. Oftentimes, that's the end of it. So that's one simple way to handle a heckle is just ignore it. That's one way to do it.
Okay.
If you want to handle it, you can. But I would say for people who don't know how to handle it, oftentimes if you just ignore it, oftentimes that's the end of it.
How about the ones overseas? The shows that you've done across the globe, and of course, I know where you're coming from. You get less here, you get more out there.
Yeah.
The ones you've encountered overseas as an Asian, as a Singaporean on stage, in front of a room full of angmos, what do you ignore them or have you handled them?
I've handled them. I've done both. I've ignored them and handled them. Usually, I try to ignore it first, and if it doesn't go away by ignoring it, then I handle it.
Okay,
I don't like to work too much.
Is there a method? The assholes making me work.
The less I have to work, the better.
Is there a method, man, of handling heckling?
I think you just I think you develop a few heckle comebacks, and also sometimes you can just deal with it in the moment. So I think it's a skill you develop over time. Like basically, you can ignore it, or you can have some heckle comebacks. There are some standard heckle comebacks.
Are there?
Yeah, there's some.
Okay.
I don't like to use them too much, but once in a while I use them, and then there's some that, sometimes you just address what they said and
on the spot.
Yeah, and make it funny that way.
Yeah, hey, you're from Germany and you're at a stand-up comedy show.
Stuff like that.
What are you doing here?
Yeah. So that's one of the standard.
Sorry, Germans.
I guess that's one of the standard heckle comeback that a lot of comedians use, and then
Oh yeah. I mean, okay, that's standard, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a stand-up comic, and I'll never attempt it. I can tell you, I would absolutely shrink up there. There's no way I'm going to attempt stuff like that. But as an MC, I mean, we do happen to have heckles as well. But it's surprising actually when you tell me that we are kinder here. We are more obedient. We're more respectful. Actually, we're very awkward, so I don't say anything. And they go back home on the keyboard, maybe they say something, Yeah. But face to face, hardly would they talk, Singaporeans, I mean. But back in the day, when I was in my 20s, and my 20s, I'm also in my 20s, and on stage, right? Singaporeans of the day then, in the 90s, wow, you get your heckles. Even as an MC, we get heckles too. Yeah, we have to manage them too. Yeah, and we don't go there planned. We have. This is the first I've heard that there are standards for.
Okay.
It's the first I've heard because we're not in the comedian space, but we have to handle it on the spot. We get those, not that we don't. But I think based on what you said, maybe it's lesser now, perhaps. When you decided Did you ever tell your folks, I'm going to be a full-time stand? Are you a full-time stand-up comedian?
I'm a full-time stand-up comedian.
I'm going to be a full-time stand-up comedian. What did they say?
Well, I didn't tell my folks that. In fact, when I started doing comedy, I didn't tell my parents.
Yeah.
They found out by reading in the news that I was. So.
How was your reaction like, man? What? Our kid? He's a stand-up comic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was in the news. They didn't even see directly. I think somebody forwarded it to them or something, and that's how they found out about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your reaction like?
I think they came to us. Oh, you're doing stand-up comedy?
You have siblings?
Sorry?
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister.
Yeah, and she's older, younger?
Older. Sister.
Older.
Yeah.
What did she have to say about it?
I think she was overseas at the time, so she didn't. Yeah.
Does she know now?
She knows now.
Okay. Yeah. What does she have to say about it?
She didn't say anything about it. I guess
she's so coy about this.
Just accepting of it. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. That's cool. You married?
No.
Okay. At what point you did that stand-up mic for the first, the open mic for the first time? That must have been more than 15 years ago.
It was about 15 years ago.
About 15 years ago. Yeah. At what point did you decide that I'm just going to go full on?
It was like I think it was 2016 when I wanted to do some comedy festivals. I'd go overseas and do comedy festivals where I'll be away for a few months, and then during those few months I wouldn't be able to really at the time I was doing freelance advertising, so I wouldn't, when I was away doing the comedy festivals, that will mean I wouldn't be able to have much time to do my freelance advertising work.
Right.
So at that point, I decided, okay, if I want to do these festivals, I guess I'll just have to don't do the freelance advertising for a few months, and
let's focus on this.
And just focus on the comedy, and
right.
Yeah, so that was the transition.
Well, when you that was a transition, okay. Yeah. But when you went for your first comedy festival overseas,
yeah,
were you invited for it?
No, I wasn't invited. It was one of those that you apply to.
You apply, and so you decided that I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to apply, and I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
There must have been a motivation to do that. I mean, you know that you have your freelance job that feeds you, and then I want to go for this.
Yeah.
Which means that you actually at that point you developed a love for this newfound world of yours.
Yeah.
So can you say that you really love it?
Yeah, I love doing comedy.
This is you.
Yeah.
You've discovered that that's you.
Yeah, I think so.
How do you feel about it? Are you amazed by it?
It certainly wasn't. I didn't plan for it.
It's not on your cards. Yeah, you told me that.
It wasn't I guess. I guess it's a good thing that I discovered what I love doing, and then I can do it for a living. Yeah.
Is it a living, mate?
It's all right. I mean, it's up and downs, but yeah, it's all right. I'm not too fast about it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You were the first Singaporean to bring a solo act to the Edinburgh Fringe. I
might be. I'm not sure if I didn't go investigate what
I did.
You did? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So you were the first Singaporean.
Okay.
And what was there a big culture shock for you performing for a Western audience, for all young wars and all that there?
I would say before that I've already had experience performing to very expat audiences in Singapore, because sometimes in Singapore, even though the a general comedy crowd in Singapore will be more
overweighted with Western people in the audience.
I would say that it'll be a mixed audience. There'll be some locals and some expats.
Which is the overweighted statistic?
Yeah.
Which one?
I would say in some shows that they're more there'll be more locals than expats, some shows. But in Singapore I've also performed in places like the British Club or the Dutch Club.
Right.
Places like that where the audience is overwhelmingly expat.
Of course.
So because of that those experiences in Singapore, so when I went overseas to perform to expat crowds, I was
kind of used to it.
Yeah, kind of used to it.
Can I ask you, in the commercial spaces, comedy houses in Singapore that you performed in, just out of curiosity, I'd like to suss this out from you. The majority of the audience in these places, not like British Club and all these exclusive, yeah? Are they predominantly local or are they predominantly non-local?
It depends a lot on like the person, like the promotion of the when you show. For example, if let's say an overseas act is coming to Singapore, famous overseas act coming to Singapore, and then you're opening for the act.
Right.
You're opening for the act. Then if that act is from the UK, you will expect a lot of British people in the crowd.
Of course, yeah.
Overwhelmingly British people. If the person is like from India, you expect like overwhelmingly a lot of Indian people in the crowd. There's those kind of shows. There's some shows in Singapore where the promoter has more reach. Like promoters, they have different ways of promoting, reaching out to audiences and all that.
Sure.
So if their reach is more to local audiences, then you will get a more local representation in the crowd. Where
okay, let's talk about this scenario, Brad, which I'm pretty sure after so many years of experience, you'll be able to tell me. When you look at a show where you have completely Singaporean comedians going on that stage, yeah, they all have their segments, okay. Would the audience be predominantly local?
Yeah, there's a lot of shows where for example, if Kumar does a show,
yeah,
the audience will be mostly locals because most expats, they don't get the lingo and
they won't,
the Singlish and all that, it really depends on like how the show is promoted.
Okay, so your opinion then. I'm asking all these questions because I really want to discover these things. Your opinion then, Jinx, do you think that Singapore local comedy, stand-up comedy, has hope in that our local population would actually pay the money, actually take the time to go down and watch?
Yeah, I would say. At least from what I observed over the years, the stand-up comedy is reaching more and more local audiences.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad because I just want to understand whether or not our people really support local and but now since you're here with me, comedy, because I always talk to musicians and all that, so I find out about their end of the marketplace. You know what I mean? So if you're saying this to me, great. I'm glad because I think support your local artists no matter what, and not just because you're forget it. I mean, if you're the opening act, and they're there to pay tickets for the main event, and I feel rather sad about that. I'd rather them pay money, the same amount of money, to watch our people really perform. So I'm a proponent for something like that, rather than just, there's an international star coming. But before that, we got the person like me. Before, Chris and the happy hour set, it's before the main event, right? So I really want our entertainment vibe and environment to grow.
Yeah, but I think
that's my personal wish.
I think part of it is because in Singapore, comedy is relatively young in Singapore. Overseas acts like they develop more. For example, overseas acts, they develop more time to their comedy scenes are more developed. There are more people who have reached the top and become world famous.
Right.
And so when they come to Singapore and let's say I get to open for them, I don't see that as a loss. I see that as like, okay, that's a springboard because these people came for him, sure, but I get to expose myself, like my comedy, to these people who would otherwise probably never have heard of me.
Okay.
So I guess that's a, and I'm sure all these big names, part of how they got there is they open for.
They open for others as well before them.
Yeah.
Before their time.
Yeah. So I guess that's the ladder we climb.
Sure.
So,
yeah. Okay. You mentioned earlier on. I mean, I didn't want to go see. Sorry, Kumar. Because they don't understand the lingo. But what do you think you bring to the table? Do you bring Singaporean type humor to the world stage? Like when you went to Perth or in London, did you bring Singapore style humor? Do you think that is what is considered as your comedy?
I mean, I bring part of it as when I go to Perth and other countries like in Australia, Edinburgh, and all this. I do talk a little bit about Singapore, and I try to make it like I might have to explain it a little bit more to them, just so they get the context of the jokes. But yeah, I mean, in Singapore, if you make a local reference, immediately Singaporeans will get it.
Yeah.
But if you want to say translate that to an overseas audience, you might just have to explain it a little bit more.
Okay.
Something like that. So, for example, if I talk about censorship or in Singapore, people get it immediately, right? People get it immediately. I go overseas, I might have to say things like, okay, in Singapore there's this thing where if you want to perform shows, you have to submit scripts to the government for approval and all that. And that's the context they need, and then I can go into a joke.
Right.
So yeah.
And you've been on other podcasts before mine.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. What is the most raw and uncensored experience you've had on the road that you've never told a podcast before? And I hope you tell me here.
Raw and uncensored experience.
Yep.
Oh man, I think there was a night. It wasn't on stage or anything like that. But there was a night in Perth where I almost got robbed. I think.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I didn't get robbed. So I think I almost got robbed or maybe assaulted or something like that, because I was So I was performing in Perth. I performed at this Perth called North Bridge. Right?
Yeah, North Bridge.
North Bridge. And then I was staying a bit outside of. So it was like a 20-minute walk back to my Airbnb.
Okay.
So I was walking walking late at night after the show. I was walking back, and the streets were like secluded, and I just noticed there was a guy behind me with a bicycle. He wasn't riding the bicycle; he was just walking his bicycle, but he was behind me. Yeah, so and he seemed to be following me for quite a while. And like at that time, I'm like, okay, this is. I'm starting, my my senses are starting.
Spidey
senses are starting. Okay, something. I don't know if this guy is following me, but and then I just, in my mind, I'm like, what do I do with somebody following me? And then I read, I don't know. I just vaguely remember somewhere. If you think somebody is following you, cross the road. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what I cross.
Absolutely,
the road.
Yeah. So, that's what I do.
So I crossed the road, and then the guy crossed the road.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh. What's the next step? I forgot.
Stop and turn and look at him.
Okay, I don't know. And I think after you cross the road and he crosses, I think you're supposed to cross back and see if he crosses back. Then you know he's following you, right?
Yeah.
At that time, it didn't occur to me. I crossed the road. He crossed the road. I'm like, oh, what's the next step? Oh, okay. I guess it's going down. Like.
And what happened?
Yeah. So I thought, okay, if I have to if I have to defend myself against this guy, what the hell do I have to use, right? I got my keys. I'm carrying a camera tripod. Like, it's a bit unwieldy. I don't know how I'm going to use a tripod to whack him or something. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, if this guy does something, this is what I'm going to do, right? And this guy, and then he starts closing the distance until he's like almost beside me. So I turn to look at him, just look. I look him in the eyes and all that. And then he's like. He reach over, touches me on the shoulder, and like, hey, you okay? Right? I say, hey, yeah, I'm okay. And looking him in the eyes, and then he got a surprised look, and then I think he just went away, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know if this is the case, but after I went back and thought about it, like, is it like when I opened my mouth and he saw that I had missing front teeth? And he thought I'm not someone to be fucked with.
Well,
because like I with my mouth closed, I look like just a normal nerdy guy. I open my mouth, you see I'm missing front teeth.
This guy must have gone into tons of fights, man.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's what happened, but that's the only way that makes sense in my mind. That could be any. I don't know.
Yeah, but now that you raised it, man, and that you are missing front teeth, do you think that's part of your brand?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it could be. I think
it could be. So it wasn't like, okay, this is all part of my brand. I can use this. You never thought of it that way.
No. It's just that I don't like those invasive like procedures. I broke my front teeth because I got drunk, fell down.
Really?
Yeah. And then went to the dentist. Oh, you can fix it this way or that way, and they're all cosmetic procedures and all pretty invasive. Oh, you have to like.
Hey, it's not that bad, man. Let me tell you, I just got mine done.
Oh, you did?
2 implants, man. I'm not shy. I'm not shy to say.
Okay.
I mean, I know I can smile so broadly as much as I want.
Okay.
But for a long time, I had these 2 blank files right here, you know. And what I finally decided to do implants. 2 straight away. And I thought, my goodness, I'm going to suffer. Because the guy, I mean, they cut open, with a scalpel, they cut open the gums, right?
Okay.
And then they drill down to the bone. No pain.
Oh.
No pain, really. There's anesthetic, of course, right? And I had to go in 4 times. And it took about, more than 6 months. But it got done, and I'm so bloody freaking happy, mate. Yeah, don't worry about it. If you want to give it a shot, go give it a shot.
Oh yeah, like for me, I just never did it because like I like it's for me like I'm not willing to do all that for a cosmetic procedure basically. So,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
Each to his own, mate. I
Yeah.
mean, respect. Yeah, but just letting you know that you can just think about it if you want to get it done. Sure, man. You know, I mean, I can always tell you to go to.
Yeah.
As I mentioned earlier when we started the show, we are featuring you on this tribute to SG Music Icons series. Yeah, because of your impact that we feel that you've made on the entertainment scene in Singapore. Do you see a connection between the beat of the joke and the beat of a song? Music and comedy, does it blend?
Yeah, I think I mean, one of the things my comedy mentor Jonathan Atherton he
Jonathan.
Oh yeah,
Atherton.
You know him.
Oh wow. Hi. Okay. Yeah.
One of the things he I remember him saying is that there's a rhythm to comedy, just like there's a rhythm to music.
Jonathan Atherton, the late
Jonathan Atherton.
Jonathan Atherton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things he told me is like there's a rhythm to comedy, just like there's a rhythm to music.
Yeah.
And you know what, Jonathan was also very very much into music. And so he could like see the similarities and all that. And,
right.
And yeah, I do get a sense of it. It's not something I can like describe very precisely, but it's something you can feel. Like if you listen to a lot of comedy, there's something you can feel about it.
Do you have a walk-on anthem when you're being introduced?
Oh no, I'm not fussed about the music.
Oh, you're not fussed about that.
Yeah,
Okay. Looking at the entertainment scene in Singapore today, do you think it's easier or harder for new raw voices to be heard compared to when you started in 2011?
I would say in Singapore I would say it's probably easier now that there's a lot more places where when I started there was just one open mic. It'd be hard to get spots at that open mic because there's just one and everyone is trying to get on there. Now there's more open mics in Singapore, and I think there's more local audiences coming to the shows as well. I think and I would say Singapore of all the places I've traveled to, Singapore is probably one of the better, if not the best places for a new comic to start.
Wow.
Yeah. Because like it's some places where the comedy scene is very developed, that like there's a lot of comedians. For example, if you go to like New York City or London and you try to start over there's so many comedians competing for that
for that space
that a lot of comedians, they end up having to like for example, they have to pay to get on stage, stuff like that, because it's just so many new comedians coming, trying to get stage time, and just the supply and demand, they end up having to I've heard things like, oh, you can only get on stage if you bring 5 friends to the show. You can only get on stage, you have to pay to get on stage and stuff like that. Those things happen in places like London, New York City, and stuff like that. In Singapore, we don't have that. It's a relatively, because we're not that saturated. We're not saturated. It's a place where if you're new and you want to get on stage, you can get on stage. And if you get on stage and you're good, it doesn't matter if you're new.
Yeah.
If you get on stage and you're good, people can recognize that, and then they'll give you more shows, paid shows, stuff like that, relatively early.
Wow.
As long as you're good,
right?
As long as you're good, and it doesn't matter. Whereas places in like in the US, in the UK, all these very developed comedy scenes, people, the promoters are so tired of all these. Like there's thousands of people trying to get on stage. They'll say, oh, they're good, and then maybe the promoter gives them a chance and they disappoint, and they've been through that so many times. The promoter has been through that so many times that they have all these expectations. I wouldn't even consider you if you've been doing this less than 5 years or something like that. There's none of that in here in Singapore.
Right.
So
it's greater opportunity then.
I would say of all the places I performed, Singapore is probably one of the best places for a new comedian to start.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Legacy. The legacy of Jinx Yeo that you might want to leave behind for the next generation of Singaporean comedians. What would that be?
I haven't thought about that.
Well, if I were to ask you top of head right now, what do you think?
Yeah, I guess I would want to set a good example for them, hopefully help to pave the way for Singaporean comedians. So hopefully one of my long-term plans is to go around the world again, and hopefully I'm more famous this time, and let the world see, oh, Singapore has great comedy as well. And so hopefully this way help to pave the way for others Singaporeans, because Singapore is a great place to start doing comedy, but when we want to go to other countries, and we're not that known for our comedy yet in other countries.
Yeah, we're not that known for quite a lot of things.
Yeah.
Where the Singapore entertainment scene is concerned. Last question. For the fans of the Chris Hansen Conversation, what can we expect from Jinx Yeo in this new season of your life?
Well, right now I'm focused on doing shows locally, just because I haven't been able to travel that much since COVID. Since COVID, I was looking after my dad, and then my dad passed away last year. But,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. But and then now I've war makes it hard to travel. So there's all these things basically this whole period of time after COVID, there's one thing or another preventing me from traveling too much.
Well, one would be the guy that's sitting inside that house that's white in color, and I cannot mention it too much, otherwise I have a problem with the platforms I put this show on.
Oh, yeah.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. So but these few years I've been focused on doing shows locally, and running my own shows, and just building them up. So I guess that's what I'm going to focus on, at least for the near future, just building up my shows locally. Okay. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jinx, for being on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure, man.
Thanks
for spending the time. No, not at all. It's our pleasure.
Yeah.
Our tribute to you, my friend.
Oh, thank you very much.
And we wish you all the very, very best.
Thank you.
And everything you plan to do.
Thank
you.
And
we'll post more online. I can watch.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. That's about the size of it. Welcome back to the Chris Hansen Conversation for the brand new season, Season 7, and our season premiere that you've just watched. And don't go away yet, because we're ending the show with this clip of Jinx in action on stage. So enjoy this. This is where he starts to roast America. Yeah, baby. See you next time. See you next Friday. Same time, same channel, 8 p.m. Bye-bye.
And I think that's why America keeps exploring outer space. They are looking for other planets to borrow money from. Are we any Americans in the house? Any Americans? Okay, relax. It's not really something to be proud of. Not sure if you're aware, but some people don't think very highly of your country.
You're not wrong.
And they're called the rest of the world. Okay, thank you for being here. But America, they are one of the pioneers of space exploration. They like to explore outer space, which I think is irresponsible, because America owes China so much money, but they still waste billions of dollars on these NASA space missions to explore outer space. That's That's a bit like a friend owes you money and doesn't pay you back. But then he keeps going on expensive vacations, tagging you in holiday photos.
Here you go.
Imagine a friend owes you money and then you wake up one day, there's a notification and it says, hey, check this out, I'm taking a selfie from the moon. Hashtag YOLO. You'll be like, hey, why don't you take a selfie of you giving me my money back? Hashtag MoFo. Look, this is how bad it is, okay? If we add up all the money in America, it's about $12 trillion. That's the total money in America. But America owes $22 trillion in debt, so they have a problem.
Yeah.
And I think that's why America keeps exploring outer space. They are looking for other planets to borrow money from. Why do you think in the alien movies, the aliens always attack America? They're trying to get their money back.
I love this shit.
That's the alien version of coming to your house with a baseball bat. Alien gangsters are like, oh, America. Nice country you have here.
Yes.
It would be a pity if something were to happen on your Independence Day.
The Chris Hansen Conversation. Real talk, no filters. And a growing community of more than 100,000 subscribers across ASEAN. Right here from Singapore.